President Bola Tinubu urges Nigerians to remain hopeful and united as the nation celebrates Easter. Nigerian Christians mark Good Friday as Catholic Bishop of Osogbo preaches new beginnings. Amotekun Corps arrests 5 suspects for stealing, burglary, and conspiracy. On the foreign scene, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says President Donald Trump will walk away from efforts to broker peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Olufemi Alagbe. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to remain hopeful and united as the nation celebrates Easter, drawing a parallel between the resurrection of Jesus Christ and Nigeria's journey towards peace and prosperity. In his Easter message released on Friday, President Tinubu described the season as the celebration of Jesus Christ's resurrection, the cornerstone of the Christian faith. He called on Nigerians to reflect on the values of sacrifice, redemption, love, and hope, especially in the face of ongoing national challenges. According to President Tinubu, he is saddened by the recent insecurity in the country, and he directed security operatives to decisively end the insecurity without delay. He also addressed the economic difficulties, acknowledging the burden on citizens while pointing to early signs of recovery. President Tinubu encouraged Nigerians to draw strength from the Easter story. As Christians in Nigeria join others around the world to mark the 2025 Easter celebration, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered tight security measures across the country to ensure a peaceful and hitch-free holiday. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi directed all commissioners of police and supervising assistant inspectors general of police to intensify visibility policing, intelligence gathering, and extend surveillance in their jurisdiction. He also directed the strategic deployment of personnel to churches, recreational centers, highways, and other public places to forestall any security breach during the festivities. In the meantime, Nigerian Christians have joined their counterparts across the world to mark the Good Friday, which is observed 2 days before Easter. Good Friday commemorates the crucifixion and death of Jesus Christ, who was arrested ages ago and then placed on a cross and left to die. While speaking in an interview with Rave FM News, Catholic Bishop of Osogbo Diocese, Most Reverend John Oyejola, admonished Christians not to just celebrate Easter, but to ensure they appreciate the benefits of the celebration. The cleric established that the Easter celebration guarantees victory over death for Christians, while stating that it is a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Bishop Oyejola also condemned the recent killings in Plateau State, saying the government must be held responsible for not protecting the people as promised during their campaign period. He emphasized the need for political leaders to take actions against those behind the killings in the state. Most Christians celebrate Good Friday by attending special church programs, others practice fasting, and may choose not to eat any red meat as a remembrance of the crucifixion and death of Jesus Christ.
3 things are very, very important for us Catholics that were instituted. The Holy Eucharist, when Jesus gave himself, the body and blood of himself, to his disciples. He instituted the priesthood, and there's connection between the priesthood and the Holy Eucharist. And the third one, the ministry of service, when he washed the feet of his apostles. That everybody must be there to serve others. Anybody wants to be the leader of the people or of the group must be the servant of others. So the Easter tells us how we are to go out to serve others. It's not to do things to our own personal interest, but to the interest of others and making God happy to see that we are imitating him, reproducing his love in the world. That's what he called us to do, to reproduce his love in the world. Those behind it are political allies. And these are the issues. Because if they step on their toes, they will step on their own toes too. And every one of them are there in the government for their own interest, not for the interest of the people. I heard the governor yesterday begging the people that they are failing them. Is it not true? The governor of Plateau State said, we have failed you. They are meant to defend the people. They are meant to bring hope to the people. They are meant to bring them joy. But they are bringing them death and sadness. It is because our political leaders have lacked political will to do it. We are all living on lies, not truth. We all know the truth. Unfortunately, these poor people are the people they are going to go and tell again to come and vote for them. They will vote for them and they will make them, they will let the people to allow other people to kill them and destroy their lives. The point that God is even telling us at this is that we are made of the same stuff. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you are powerful or weak, we are all going to die. We are made of stuff of dust, and unto dust we are all going to return. The power can only last them for a short while. It's for a short while. Where's Mohammed Buhari now, after 8 years? He's gone back to be ordinary. Tinubu will become ordinary again too. So we are all ordinary people. It's a privilege when we are in power to show that we identify with our people and bring them meaning. So that when we leave that particular position, they will say, oh, we missed him or we missed her. When he or she was there, we had a better life. But it's not the case now.
Weeks after the communal violence that rocked the Fort Ilobu and Iranian communities of Osun State, residents are still counting their losses even as they try to pick themselves up. In this report, Rave FM's Joseph Arteo examines the resilience of those affected by the latest crisis amid calls for support.
As I am like this, I want to say I am in debt because I thank God. I am in debt of 728,000 naira for my eggs. I mean it, 728,000 naira for the debt of eggs alone. Aside the money for the crate of eggs which cost 500 naira, they burnt all of them to the ground that I couldn't pick anything. There is nothing I can do to the 720,000 naira.
That's the voice of Rafiat Abdusalam, a resident of Ilobu, who is still counting her losses weeks after the communal clash between Ilobu and Ifon, which saw houses burnt, goods destroyed, lives lost, and rendered many residents homeless. For many residents of these affected communities, they have to start all over again as all their investments have been burnt down, hence they now live in debt. Today happened to be market day in Ilobu, and usually you would see shops opened while a large number sells by the roadside. The case was different today as almost all the traders were seen selling by the roadside because almost all their shops have been burnt down, like that of Mrs. Bola Abidemi. Mrs. Abidemi is a popular drink seller who sells in wholesale to people, but today she was seen by the roadside with sachet drinks which according to her was collected on credit. She says starting all over again has been hell since her shop was burnt down with drinks and other items worth thousands of naira inside.
We buy things on credit. We don't have money to do anything. We are just managing to buy and sell so we can eat. We are not picking ourselves up. We live on credit. There is nothing for anybody. The debt is too much for everybody. Even our own is small compared to others. All the things they damage in my shop will cost about 250,000 naira. It is very difficult. By 6 p.m. we'll have to close when we are not chickens. Almost everyone has left the town. Many are in debt. If you speak to those on the other side, you will pity them.
As we drove around the town to speak to the people on how they are trying to pick themselves up, we met a resident, Mr. Tajuddin Ajadi, whose house was burnt down. Mr. Ajadi disclosed that almost all his properties were destroyed by those who attacked them. Since he has nowhere to go, Mr. Ajadi found a space inside a burnt building to still lay his head as he tries to start all over again.
Life is hard. You will recall that the state government locked us up for 24 hours, that no one should go out. We were always at home. Those that had gari will drink, and those that don't will sleep like that. What is Good Friday? There is nothing of such here. People are just looking.
As many residents are celebrating the Easter period in the States, same can't be said for the affected people in these communities. Many who spoke to us behind the cameras said they can't even think of celebrating this period because finding what to eat alone is a problem. As many of these residents try to pick themselves up from the rubbles, they are also calling on the Osun State government to please come to their aid. They say starting all over again is a huge burden they can't handle alone. Joseph Atewe, Western Swing Television News.
Thank you, Joseph, for that report. Amotekun Corps has arrested a 26-year-old man, John Uba, for alleged armed robbery and escape from police custody, confirming the suspect's arrest to journalists at the Amotekun headquarters in Osogbo. The Corps commander, Isaac Omoyele, said Uba was arrested for alleged theft of mobile phones and other valuables. The Corps commander further explains that investigation revealed that a suspect had previously escaped from the Ota F4 division of the Nigeria Police Force. Similarly, the Corps paraded 3 individuals, Idowu Tajudeen, Bamanga Jaffrey, and Femi Adeniyi, after they were arrested in connection with a case of burglary and theft at GRA Osogbo. The suspects were alleged to have unlawfully entered a premises, installed a pumping machine, and other items valued at approximately 8.5 million naira. Other paraded are one Aderemi Sharif, 28 years, arrested for alleged theft of cable wires valued at 5.6 million naira, and one Sahid Babatade, a 26-year-old male, arrested in connection with the theft of iron steel valued at 280,000 naira. Mr. Omoyele urged residents of the state to remain vigilant and continue supporting the efforts of the Amotekun Corps by reporting any suspicious activity to them or other security agencies.
The arrest followed a complaint lodged by a concerned citizen who saw this suspect removing all these iron sheets. Our operative acted swiftly and he was arrested. The suspect was tracked to his hideout in the Salesum, where he was arrested. During the investigation, they confessed to have stolen the item and that most of it was normally sold to an Hausa man. And this one that we are talking about was sold for 4,000 naira, something of 480,000. You can see how these people behave. They will not know the cost. They are not, I would say, there's not how a thief we buy something, we steal something, and we will not get. So he sold it for 4,000 to the Hausa man. We are on the tail of the Hausa man, and 2 of them will be treated after the investigation. So we want to. This another case that was brought. A case of conspiracy, burglary, and stealing. Today, 18/4/2025, just from some few hours ago, at about 11:00 hours, 3 suspects were apprehended. Tajudeen Idowu, age 27, Babanga Joffrey, age 24, and Femi Adeniyi, age 24, were arrested in the act while they were trying to carry away valuables from the house at GRA here in Osogbo. The suspects have succeeded in breaking and entering into the premises of one Dr. Ibade Oluwagboyega, and they were about scaling the fence when our men stumbled on them. And items recovered from them value at about 8.5 million. The suspects have confessed to the crime. So what I want to reiterate is to the public, that is the good people of Osun State, to continue to support our efforts by remain vigilant and to report all suspicious activities of criminals to Amotekun Corps.
Staying with security, police authorities in Zamfara State rescued 6 kidnapped victims. A statement spokesman of the Zamfara State Police Command, Yazid Abubakar, said the rescue followed the command's efforts to restore peace and security in the state. According to the command spokesman, the victims have since been reunited with their families. He urged residents to remain vigilant and report annual territory, and some week has backed President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers, saying he wanted the removal of Governor Samlai Fubara of the all-rich state in a move that has continued to divide opinions. President Tinubu suspended Governor Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Udu, and member of the House of Rep Assembly following months of political crisis in Rivers State. But Mr. Wike said the residents' move saved Rivers from impulsion, arguing that the decision to appoint a sole administrator following Governor Fubara's suspension was a step in the right direction. The former Rivers governor, who said this in Abuja during a media parley, also gave a condition for him to forgive Governor Fubara. Mr. Wike said he would let go of the wrongs Governor Fubara has caused if he genuinely seeks forgiveness.
I'm not happy, I say so. But presently what he did for the interest of the state, the House of Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. We are doing a constitutional role. I agree. But look at it on the border. But Excellency, look at it in the better way. Look, as no salary, nothing will happen, the state will go down.
Yes.
So on that basis, allow it. Yes. So now you said NBA. It's unfortunate. How would NBA say on Congress where you collect that gift? What is it?
No, they're not connected.
No, they are just about to hold on.
Yes.
That's why I tell people, when the board of ventures came to see me, it was there. And I told them, what is it? When Justice Matthew gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Matthew without even judgment.
In the meantime, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Osun State, has publicly stated that the People's Democratic Party is not adequately prepared for the 2027 elections. He said that the PDP does not have a formidable structure to defeat the ruling All Progressives Congress in 2027. The minister disclosed this during a live media parley in Abuja on Friday. It has been reported that the opposition leader across the country, including the former PDP presidential candidate Abubakar Atiku, are intensifying efforts to form a united front against the APC. However, divergent interests among key stakeholders have continued to hamper the progress of coalition talks.
On the other part of those who are looking for a selfish interest, the likes of Atiku and all other people, which can coalition with who? Why not come into the Paya party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, we attempt all Israel. And you made the mistake yesterday, you want to repeat the mistake today, tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we are rigged that. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself about causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. But because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that.
You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come. Traffic congestion following early morning accident involving multiple vehicles on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We'll bring you more on this when we return.
Born Jeremiah Oyeni Obafemi on March 6, 1909. Obafemi Awolowo was a prime architect of Nigeria's independence and most consummate advocate of free education and social welfare in Africa's most populous nation. Erudite politician, thinker and philosopher, Awo was fondly addressed by associates and political colleagues, brought his